Men that can't take no for an answer, part 2. I went on a few dates with a dude who I had met online and through mutual friends 5 years prior. He became increasingly possessive and critical of me very quickly, so I told him it wasn't working. He wouldn't stop texting me and demanding to see me, including sending me long emotional messages from his dog's Instagram from the point of view of his dog saying he missed me. Like, what do you mean his dog's Instagram? Like he's talking like a dog to try and get you to talk to him?
Woof woof.
Ick. So I told him unfortunately we couldn't speak anymore and I would have to block him. I proceeded to immediately log into Twitter to block him there as well, as he had already added me several times calling me a drug addict and saying I effed up my face and teeth doing meth or something. Have never done meth, obviously. Have very mild acne scarring from my teens. I was shaking mad and cried at my desk and got all my friends to flag his tweets for removal and have him put in Twitter jail. 2 months passed and I noticed my Instagram stories are being watched by an account called Big Sad Pain. Lol. I have a feeling it's him, but I don't think much about it until he starts commenting on my photos from this dummy account again, calling me a drug addict and saying he hopes I have fun with my new boyfriend. He DMs me about said boyfriend, who is a coworker who liked one photo of mine. I messaged him to say that he's a terrible person, blocked him, and made my account private. What a garbage person. And I couldn't agree with you more. Second story. I once went on a date with a guy who I wasn't sure about. We had really clicked texting, but in person, I wasn't really sure. 4 or 5 days after our first date, he asked me for a second and I said sure, because I wanted to put my misgivings to rest. At the end of the date, I explained to him that he seems like a really sweet guy, but I don't think it's going to work out. He seemingly took it quite well, although he seemed disappointed. The next morning, I get a call from a mobile number I don't know, and I pick it up, and it's this guy's mother. He was 31, telling me that I've broken her son's heart and how dare I lead him on. I tell her that I don't think 2 weeks of talking and 2 dates constitutes that, and tell her that I need to get to work. Well, calling in your mom to fetch your bottles for you as a 30-year-old man? Like, how are you not embarrassed? At work, I go on my lunch break and go to get something from my desk when my desk phone rings. It's reception and this dude has turned up with flowers. I ask the receptionist to tell him that I am not available. She says sure and hangs up. About 10 minutes later, she calls back and you can hear him in the background screaming at her to let him see me. He eventually gets escorted out by security. 10 months later, I'm on my first weekend away with my now and then too, although it was very new, boyfriend, and I get a text from the dude's wife. That's right, he'd met and married someone else in 10 months. She tells me to stay the F away from him. I wanted to text back gladly. So this man is trash talking you to his wife after not seeing him for like 10 months? Yeah, you dodged a bullet and he's still obsessed with you. And honestly, I don't think he loves his wife. I think if you told him that you want to get with him, but you wouldn't, he would drop her right there. It seems like he married her out of spite and anger because you rejected him, and since he couldn't get what he wanted, he took what was available to him. Story 3. I met a personal trainer while looking for a bikini coach. He asked me to dinner to discuss goals. Red flags, but okay. Turned out to be a date, apparently. I was okayish with it at the time. We went back to his place and 2 things were a no. His house was basically sterile. White couch, no paintings, no decorations. 2, beautiful mastiff big old doggo that he kicked. He kicked his dog in front of you? I couldn't drive because of wine, so I slept on his couch. I woke up to him staring at me. Okay, this guy is a psychopath. Run. I made excuses and noped the F out. Thank God. I texted later with a respectful, well-written, in conjunction with a close male friend, response declining both training and seeing him again. He found me on all social media and added me, unfriended, added, unfriended, so I would see the notifications. This was on Instagram and Facebook. I got essays of text that flip-flopped just as bad. Please, I know I love you already, and if you give me a chance. 2, you'll never find anyone better than me. You're making a huge mistake. It really makes me laugh when men pull up this kind of thing. Like, how are you insulting me and still expecting me to be interested in you? He called non-stop for a solid week. I came to my phone with 36 missed calls at one point. When I blocked him, he created new accounts and added me. I just kept blocking. He left me a very long threatening voicemail. I considered getting the police involved, but I live in a very secured house and decided blocking him. Every new number was sufficient unless he came to my house. He didn't. About a year later, I saw him randomly at a tattoo shop and he followed me to my car asking to talk. I immediately called my friend and told him to call the police if he had anything weird on the phone because Bruno was following me. He ended up yelling at me as I pulled out. Nothing has happened since, and that was about a year ago. Thank God you're safe, but damn, there are really some crazy people out here and you really have to protect yourself. If you like this video, comment, subscribe, share your horror stories if you have any. I would love to read them and I will see you next time. Bye!